What's up guys, welcome back to Finance to Fly. My name is Luke and I'm here to help you elevate your travel while minimizing your spending. Today we're going to be covering the Chase Freedom Unlimited. So for the annual fee, it's going to be another $0 annual fee card. And for the sign up bonus, the one that I was able to find when I was looking for this video was $150 after $500 spent after the first 3 months. Now I've seen $200 in cash back before, but for this video, we're gonna assume it's $150 for right now. Not to mention, you also are gonna get a 0% APR intro period for the first 15 months of opening the card. And lastly, in the past, there have been sign-up bonuses that have included $200 cash back after $500 spent in the first 3 months, the 0% APR period, and a 1.5% boost on all cash back up to the first $12,000 or $15,000 spent in the first 12 months of opening the card. So if that offer ever comes back, I definitely recommend jumping on it. So for earnings rates, yes, this is definitely a cashback card, but if you hold a preferred or a reserve Sapphire card, or even the Chase Ink Business Premier, you'll be able to transfer the cashback into points and transfer that over to airline or hotel points. So for earnings rates, you're gonna earn 5% cash back through the Chase Travel Portal. Then you'll get 3% cash back at dining and drugstores. And lastly, the unlimited part is 1.5% cash back unlimited. So for benefits of this card, there's not much. You're going to get some low-level travel and purchase protections, some extended warranties, car rental protection, and trip cancellation / interruption insurance. And to mention, there is foreign transaction fees that come with this card. Well, what is this card worth? Well, it's whatever you spend in a non-multiplier category on every other card. So whatever you're going to get for that 1.5% cash back, it's pretty much going to be whatever this card is worth, because there's no annual fees, no coupon book style credits, no protections really that are worth it that you can't get better on a different card. So moving on to these redemptions, we're going to do 3 redemptions per usual, 2 flights, 1 hotel this time, and we're going to start with the hotel. We're going to have you transfer your points over to Marriott. It's not the best way to transfer your points, but want to show a Marriott redemption because I don't do those too often. And I would highly recommend only transferring to Marriott if you have a luxury redemption in mind so that you can get good value for your points. But hey, at the end of the day, it's whatever you do that makes you happy is what I'm fine with. But for example, we're going to look at the Casa Mott JW Marriott in Cabo San Lucas. For this booking, it's going to cost around $7,800, or with points, it's going to cost 424,000 points and $11 for a 5-night stay. In order to find how much value you're getting for your points, you're going to find the cent per point value, which is the cash cost minus the taxes and fees divided by the points amount. And this is going to get you a 1.83 cent per point value. And this is really good for Marriott points. It's okay for Chase points. I mean, it's good for Chase points, don't get me wrong. I say strive for 2 cents per point more for Chase points if you really are trying to go for value, but it's really good for Marriott points, because Marriott points you can barely get 1 cent per point value if you have to really try to get that. And the reason why you would transfer them over instead of using the travel portal if you had the Sapphire Reserve even, is because you only get 1.5 cent per point value in the Sapphire Reserve's travel portal bonus. So you're getting more bang for your buck with points over to Marriott than the travel portal, especially if you have a transfer bonus to Marriott, say 50, 70% or something like that. So now for these next 2 redemptions, we're gonna do a little bit different than we've done before. We're gonna use 2 of the exact same itineraries on the exact same day to show you how points from different ecosystems can vary and kind of get you the same value on different flights or different airlines. But both of these flights are gonna be flying from Boston to Nashville, same dates, both round trip, direct flights. Firstly, we're going to cover Southwest, then we're going to cover JetBlue's redemption. For the Southwest redemption, it's going to cost around $444 if you pay cash, or around 32,000 points and $11. This will give you a 1.35 cent per point value, which is better than the Preferred's travel portal rate, but worse than the Sapphire Reserve's travel portal rate. If you were trying to book this and you had the Sapphire Reserve, I would book through the travel portal because you'd use less points. Now comparing the same day flight from JetBlue. JetBlue flight costs $357 for a cash rate, or 25,300 points and another $11.20 for their points booking. This will give you a super slightly higher cent per point value at 1.36 cents per point, so a total of 0.01 cent per point higher than the Southwest. So if you were really looking at it, I would definitely go with this JetBlue booking over the Southwest booking because you have to use less points and you're getting just that smidge more worth your value of points than the Southwest. And for both of these flights, if you did have the reserve booked through the travel portal, that's way better for your value of your points. You save more points and you get better value. But if you have only the Preferred or the Ink Premier, I would look to transfer to JetBlue because that same flight is pretty much 7,000 points cheaper. 7,000 points can get you somewhere, you know? I mean, it's worth saving. So what are my thoughts on this card and would I recommend it? Well, personally, I like this card. I think it's a great card for those who can't get like a higher than 1% bonus category because they aren't able to get a business card or whatnot. That extra 0.5% can matter if you're spending a lot of money on this card, especially if you only want to have 1 or 2 cards in your setup. And especially if you don't want to have to pay an annual fee. A lot of the 1.5, 2% cashback cards from other operators or whatnot do cost an annual fee or have a limit on how much you spend to get that 2-point multiplier. I'm just thinking off the Blue Business Plus and Blue Business Cash right now. And I think this is a good card for those that just can't get a business card and want a higher multiplier than 1% on and not have to pay an annual fee. I mean, it may not seem like a big difference, but $10,000 spent, that extra 5,000 points you earn from the 0.5% cash back can be worth a hotel night from Hyatt, a category 1 obviously, but that can be worth $114. I'm thinking right off the top of my head, there was a 3,500 point redemption I had in a previous video and it cost $114 in cash rate. I mean, that's an extra $114 back in your pocket. Not to mention, this comes with a great sign-up bonus. It's super easy to use. $150 back cash back, or most likely $200 cash back after $500 spent. That's 15,000 to 20,000 points after the first $500 spent. That's really good. I like that. Not to mention, you're going to get that 0% interest APR bonus for the first 15 months. That's absolutely great. If you know how to use and understand APR, which definitely would recommend you learning about it before you try to use it, it's a good extra addition to this card and makes the sign-up bonus even worth more. I do think there's a little downside to holding this card as it is a 0 annual fee card, so it really doesn't cost you anything to hold it, and you're going to get that basic 1.5% cash back on everything you spend. I mean, the other multipliers are not the best, but you're going to get 1.5% cash back. I do wish that the other 3% categories maybe were a little bit better because, to be honest, restaurants, yes. Drugstores, I don't spend personally that much at drugstores. If anything, I'm gonna buy stuff off Amazon, other stuff like that before I go to a drugstore. So I don't know how much that affects people, but restaurants is a good 3% cash back. What I maybe would like to see they change in the card, maybe instead of having those 3% categories, just move this card to a 2% all-inclusive categories of everything. I think that would be great. I mean, it makes it much more simpler, but I don't know the economics and how much that would affect their bottom line, considering this is 0 annual fee card. Maybe they have to limit the 2% cash back to like $50,000 or $75,000 spent in a year, but still, that would be really good and make it much more competitive card, even though it is already a really good card. Now, for who do I think these card is for? For the earnings rates, I think this card is for college-age kids, people that are eating out more, going to drugstores more. I mean, that's what I'm thinking because I just came from being in college. I know that I ate out more when I was in college because I didn't have to buy groceries up until junior year. And then I went to the drugstore because those were close to campus, right? Obviously, that's not limited to college kids because you can get it, I mean, young adults, whoever uses a lot of money at restaurants don't want a high annual fee card. All I do want to warn you though is that 0% APR bonus, it's great, but if you don't know how to use it, it could screw you up. I mean, plus, beyond all that, the 1.5% multiplier is really good on this card. I mean, it's really good for a consumer card. You don't see too many personal cards have an extra 0.5% or 1% on everything. It's usually those business cards that have those. But overall, I think this card is great for those who eat out more and go to drugstores more, obviously because it's a 3% cashback card for those two categories. But whoever fits into those categories, I think this card is great for. And especially for those who want to stay in the Chase ecosystem and really like Chase Bank. I think there are better cards out there for grocery shopping, hint hint, the Capital One Savior One, but I would say this is a great card for those who eat out 80 to 90% of the time. I mean, because you're spending most of your money at restaurants, why not get the 3% cash back for a 0 annual fee card? But overall, the 3% cash back in dining drugstores, it's pretty good. 1.5% cash back everywhere else, that is where the sweet spot is on this card. So all in all, what do you think? Did I get something wrong? Did I miss something? What do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you think this card is good? Do you love this card? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you could hit that like and subscribe button, it would be greatly appreciated. Until next time, have a great day.